Okay, folks, listen. I told you a bunch of times that Elvis had an identical twin. You see, his identical twin brother, Jesse, was a stillborn. He died at birth, his twin brother, his identical twin. And that is why that Trump came into the picture. Elvis and his father, who gave birth, it was because of his father that he was born, right? Elvis's father, Vernon. Anyway, so they found Trump, took the place of Elvis's identical twin, who died at birth. And do you think it's a coincidence that he's born in the month of June, Donald Trump? Because June is the sign of the Gemini, which is associated with the twins, you see? Gemini, pair of twins. And that's where the twin gods come in, okay? The two-faced god is named Janus, Janus. If you want to read what this says, go ahead and stop the video. But anyway, it's the Janus is the god with the two-faced god. And remember, Elvis is born in January. And it just so happens January is named after the Roman god Janus. I mean, can you believe this, man? Look, Jan. You see January, Janus. And I told you Elvis is the beast out of the sea. And you know, the Space Needle in Seattle is going to have something to do with this catastrophic event. Somehow Elvis manifests. Anyway, like I said, Elvis is the beast out of the sea in Seattle. And you see the word Jan, because that's the abbreviation for January, and it's the first three letters of Janus. Look what it equals, 25/7, 56/20. And now I put the word sea, S-E-A. It equals the exact same thing as Janus, 25/7, 56/20. I'm sorry, I meant it equals the same as Jan, J-A-N, you see? That's what I meant, not Janus, Jan. And remember, I told you Elvis is the beast out of the sea, right? Elvis equals the exact same as the word water. Because I told you he's the beast out of the sea. So what is the chance that he equals the same as water? And Elvis equals the exact same as the words a twin. And he also equals reset, which is what really happened in this world so far, you know, with all this craziness going on. And Elvis was a Capricorn, right? That's the sign of January, his birth sign. And the sign for the Capricorn is a sea goat, the symbol for it. Can you believe this? Because I told you Elvis is the goat. All right, he's the goat in Seattle, and look, it's a sea goat. I mean, you can't even make this stuff up, man. And look at this symbol. It looks like a 6, and it could be even a 1-1 there. I mean, that could be stretching it, because I told you that Elvis, you know, the catastrophic event in Seattle is going to happen on June 11th, 6/11. Here's a closer look at it. It could be a V and an I. I don't know. And a 6 this way too. Or a 911 upside down. And remember how I showed you that Trump always did the 666 hand sign? But really, it's the 116, 611 hand sign. Not the 11-6. See? And if you turn it upside down, it would be 911. The 666 hand sign. You see what I'm saying? And nobody did the 666 hand sign as many times as this guy has. So now when you look at that symbol, it looks just like what his hands look like. 1, 1, and 6. You know what I mean? Anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is that it's a sea goat, the symbol. Because Elvis is the goat. out of the sea in Seattle. And I showed you guys that the word Space Needle equals 8944-208-55. It's the same as the word fallen angel. You see? Exactly the same for the word Space Needle. And also, Space Needle is an anagram for L needs cape or L escape den. You see that? You see what I'm talking about? Or it could be an anagram for EL state, Seattle, or AL test. The other one I was giving you the anagrams for the Space Needle. This is for Seattle. Sorry about that. Anyway, the Seattle anagram is L state or a L test. Look at that. We're all going to be tested, folks. I told you L means God. And you know, Elvis was very famous for wearing glasses that, were unique. And look what glasses equals. 8219, 10744. It equals the exact same as Seattle. And not many words equal Seattle, okay? I mean very few words. And it equals the same as glasses. And remember, I told you that Seattle has the EL, right? In it. EL state. So if you were to put, because, they're the twin gods, right? The two-faced gods, Elvis and Trump. If you were to put the EL, which means God, and Janus was a two-faced god, L Janus, let's see what you would get. Look at this, will you? Look at this. I was the first one to show this on YouTube to anybody in the world. L Janus equals the exact same as Seattle. I mean, can you believe this? I mean, folks, if you think these are coincidences, you're crazy. I showed this, years ago, but on my old channel that got terminated. And remember how I showed you that Trump is playing like the Godfather? And I showed you how the Godfather is called the Don. Because that's Donald's name, right? Donald, the Don. The Don Father. And the family name for the Godfather was Corleone. And look at that, it's got the one in it. Forget about that, but the family name was Corleone. But the original Godfather guy, look at it, his name was Vito. The Marlon Brando. Vito, look what Vito equals. 66, 21, 42, 24. It equals the exact same as the word twin. You see? Like I said, again, you can believe in crazy coincidences. Forget about that. But anyway, like I said, that Trump is playing the part of the Godfather. And Donald Trump, this is how I got to know who Trump was, from the show The Apprentice. All right, because I saw him during 9/11, but I didn't know who the hell he was. But I saw him talking during 9/11 when they were interviewing him. But when I got to know who the heck this devil was during The Apprentice show. So let's see what The Apprentice equals. Look at this. Just remember these numbers: 140, 68, 211, 67. The Apprentice equals the same as the Timekeeper. Look, 140, 68, 211, 67, same numbers. And the first episode of The Apprentice was in 2004. Look at the date, January 8th, which is Elvis's birthday. You see, January 8th. Again, another crazy coincidence. And it's all about time, okay? Because I told you The Apprentice means timekeeper. And look, see, in 2016, which is the 216 number with a crown. The O is a crown. 216 with a crown. And Trump won the election in 2016, okay? And 2016 was 216 years after Washington died. Because Washington plays a big part in all of this. All right, Seattle, Washington. And Trump, I told you he's going to get his head wound on August 4th. And remember the 216 number right there when he got elected. Because August 4th, the day Trump gets his head wound, is the 216th day of the year. There's your 216 number, which is Obama's birthday, August 4th. And you know, 6 times 6 times 6 equals 216. Another important piece to the puzzle. And remember, on August 4th, 2020, there was the biggest explosion we've ever seen, ever, was in Beirut. And I was born in Beirut. I was born in Beirut, Lebanon. And that's where this explosion happened on August 4th, 2020. Like I said, it's all about time. So on military time, the clock, if it says 8:20 p.m., and the hands are on the 8 and the 4. And I just told you the 216th day of the year is 8/4, August 4th. And 8/4 would be 2020 military time. I'm sorry. If the hands are on the 8 and the 4 and it's p.m., it would be 2020 military time. You see? And that's when the explosion happened in Beirut. 8/4/2020. And I told you this snake Trump, who always was doing that snake poem, he was reading a poem called The Snake to his, to the people in the audience. Anyway, he was elected in 2016, the 2016. And the reason I'm showing you that is because pay attention to this. Notice that he died on the 16th, Elvis, August 16th, 8/16. And on a clock, 8/16 is 2016 military time. You see that? Again, connected to the, to the year 2016. Elvis's death is connected to even 2016. And Elvis died at the age of 42. And look at this, 4:20 p.m. is 1620, and the hands would be on the 4 and 4, and I told you the 44 is the kill number. But what's important, like I said, Elvis died at the age of 42, and Washington's the 42nd state, would be 1620. Now it's the backwards. See, it was 2016, the other one, what I just showed you. Now it's 1620, and why is it important now? Because it's 162-0. It's important because June 11th, the day I'm telling you the catastrophic event is going to happen in Seattle, is the 162nd day. There's your 162 number. Do you understand what I'm saying? About what I showed you here, the 162 with a crown. And that's 4:20 p.m., which is the 4/4, which is the 44 kill number. But 42 with a crown, or 2 crowns even, because look, you got 2 crowns. For Trump and Elvis even. But 4/2 is Elvis died at the age of 42, and Washington is the 42nd state where Seattle is. And remember, I just showed you that the hands were on the 4 and 4, and Martin Luther King was killed on 4/4. And look where he was killed, in Memphis, Tennessee. That's where Elvis lived. And Elvis was known as the King, and he had another king killed. You see, Martin Luther King. It was a ritual for Elvis, you understand? And Seattle is in King County. Told you, Elvis was known as the King. And check this out. If you put Elvis's death date, 8/16, and you put 8/4, which I told you Trump's going to get his head wound on Obama's birthday, Trump gets his head wound. 8/4, 8/16, 8/4 equals 1620. I mean, can you believe this, man? There's that number again. Because I told you 8/16 military time is, hold on. 4:20 was 1620, but 8/16 was 2016 military time. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm trying to say. And if you still think that's a coincidence, look at this. One of Elvis Presley's cars that he owned, look at the license plate. 1620. Look at that. 1620. And it's got a G for God. Do you see that? Actually, the G stands for Germany, because I think that's when he owned the car, when he was in Germany, when he was in the armed forces. And wait, I'm not done with this. So Elvis, he was born in Tupelo, Mississippi. Okay? And Mississippi is the 20th state. And Elvis died in Memphis, Tennessee. So he was born in Mississippi, died in Tennessee. And Tennessee is the 16th state. So did you see what I just showed you? Mississippi, where he was born, is the 20th state. Tennessee is the 16th state. There's your 2016 again. And I told you Elvis died on 8/16, and 8:16 p.m. is 2016 military time on a clock. You see what I'm saying? Here, it says it right there. 8:16 p.m. is 2016. You see? Elvis died on 8/16. And remember, I told you that he was born in Tupelo, Mississippi. And look at the initials, TM. T is the 20th letter, M is the 13th letter, makes 33. The 33 is very important. You know that. It's the number of ascension. You know, the highest number. Like, 'cause Jesus, they say he was crucified at the age of 33 and he rose from the dead at 33. That's why it's so important, the 33. And then I told you he died in Memphis, Tennessee. Same initials. You see that? Remember, this is Memphis, Tennessee, where he died. And the other one, what I just showed you, is where he was born, Tupelo, Mississippi. I mean, can you believe? So he went from TM to the MT. You know why he went to the MT? And he died in the MT? Because his tomb, because they say Elvis lives, because Elvis is an anagram for lives. His tomb is empty. There's nothing in it. It's empty. Do you understand? And of course, if you just took the two states that he was born in, I mean, he was born in Mississippi and he died in Tennessee, that's 33 also. So every single thing, you know, every single combination, Memphis, Tennessee, Mississippi and Tennessee, which is the states, or you take the city and states, Memphis, Tennessee equals 33. Tupelo, Mississippi equals 33. You understand? And like I said, where Elvis died is the 16th state, Tennessee. And I told you Trump, where he gets his head wound, is Ohio, most likely. On August 4th, Trump gets his head wound, and it's the 17th state. And I just look at, again, it's the 33. Tennessee and Ohio makes 33. Like I said, folks, if you believe in coincidences like this, you don't have a brain in your head. All these things that I'm showing you is being led by the Holy Spirit. All right? All right, folks. I could go on for hours. I told you I have so much information, but I'm going to end the video. End of video.